Well, yeah, we can speed it up, but you know what? It does take some time, because it's like taking new steps takes some time.
Yeah.
Because you have to kind of take the new step and then get your balance, and take the new step and get your balance. There's the two of you, balancing, dancing a kind of new dance. It takes a little bit of time. It's okay for it to take some time. But I want to stop here a minute. It must be hard for you. The sense I get is you really care about this lady, right? It must be hard for you then when you see her getting sad, getting depressed, right? Getting irritated with you, and you're trying to figure this out. You're trying to figure out what's going on, but you don't really know what to do. That must be very difficult.
It is, because there are times, I think, when we have spats, and you think a little bit about it, you can probably uncover where that might have arisen. But I think for other episodes, it just blindsides me.
It blindsides you.
Mm.
That's a powerful word you just used.
I don't see it coming at all.
I get it. When you're blindsided, it's like suddenly something awful is happening that you couldn't predict, that you don't understand, that you never expected, and that's a hard feeling. Blindsided is a very powerful word, yeah? So suddenly when your lady's upset with you, particularly if she gets irritated with you, right? That's when you get the message most clearly. You don't see it coming, you don't understand.
Yeah, and I think I do express my frustrations, especially when I don't understand it. I might say, how did this happen? And I think that's the part of the trying to talk you out of the sadness or the irritation. And again, that just exacerbates the situation.
Yeah, but somehow blindsided, you help me, blindsided is a difficult place to be. It's almost like suddenly, I think of being blindsided in a car. I think of suddenly the whole world changes when you're blindsided, right? You have no solid place to stand. Suddenly you can't predict anything.
Right. Yeah, it feels like your foundation that's unsettled.
Suddenly there's no secure place to stand, right?
Yes, it's just an unsettling.
Suddenly your lady's really angry with you.
Yeah, it's very unsettling.
And your lady's angry with you, and it's almost like you've done something wrong, and she's upset, and you don't know how to fix it. Am I getting it?
Yeah.
That's a hard place to be. That's kind of alarming, yeah?
Yeah, very.
Is that an okay word?
Yeah.
That alarming?
Yes.
I hear you, Craig. That is a really hard place to be. And I'm remembering something that Mark said to me. You used a word. I think you used the word that somehow in these moments you feel a sense of doom. Impending doom. Do you remember using that phrase?
Yeah, I think that sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's one of... So suddenly when she's upset with you, it's like alarm bells. Suddenly you don't understand, you don't know what's going on, you don't know how to do anything about it. Your lady's upset with you and you have this sense of impending doom, you're blindsided, you're alarmed. Yeah? I get that. That's a really difficult experience. Can you feel some of that as we're talking about it?
Yeah, I think, again, the second part of the two issues that I had, what does this mean for the immediate future? I'm talking about minutes or hours, not long term. That's very unsettling to know what the forecast is going to be like.
Okay, hang on. I need you to slow down a little bit for me, okay? So what I'm hearing is that when you feel, I said to you, can you feel this feeling? You said, yeah, right? And then you said to me, and what does this mean? What does this mean? What does it mean for the future? Huh? So part of this sense of impending doom and alarm and feeling blindsided is you go up into your head and you say, oh my goodness, and what does this mean? What does this mean? what? It means that maybe I might lose my lady, or it might.
No, I don't have those fears though.
Yes.
So it's the short term.
It's like, what does this mean? Where's this going to go? Suddenly, everything's uncertain.
Yes, I mean, that's what I mean.
There's no sense of control.
Yes, minutes or hours. I think that's what I was referring to. I mean, you might say, oh, that's tolerable to ride it out, but for me, it is very unsettling to know, it's just.
There's no control. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to help. You suddenly have no control. It's almost like you're helpless.
Right.
Where do you feel that in your body? Can you feel a bit of that as we talk about it? What does that feel like?
Fill my throat a little bit.
Does it? It's almost like your throat closes.
Yes, to the throat.
I mean, that is something that happens in alarm. We kind of go,
yeah.
Sometimes we stop breathing. It's kind of a startle response, right? You've been blindsided, right? Everything's going wrong. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't have a sense of control. You have this sense of helplessness. That's hard. That's hard. Have you ever told her about what that feels like?
No. And, I was about to mention this to Mark. We were talking about this, and Mark had suggested, I don't know if it was a suggestion as much as just a comment about, the vulnerability that one feels at that point and feeling lost.
Yes.
And then in the sort of heat of the argument to actually express that, to open up and say, this is actually how I feel. And I think the jury's still out on that one, Mark, where at least I thought that would just escalate matters. So that relates to your comment about, I know we're not having an argument at the moment, but you were saying, can I share that?
Okay, so you help me.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm getting it.
Yeah.
You're working really hard in these situations. You're thinking in your mind, and you're saying to yourself, "Whoa, this is kind of foreign territory, these feelings, and I don't quite know what to do with them or where this is going to go." And if I actually turn and say to her, I feel helpless right now, and I feel blindsided, and I'm getting alarmed, you say to yourself, that's not going to help at all. That's going to make everything worse. Huh?
Yes, and the two scenarios I envisage. Sorry, there. So to
yeah.
One is, let's say, if you're having a heated verbal spat, and then, at that crisis point, and to say that's the way you feel, that might just escalate matters. But also, I'm thinking about it now, where if Michelle's feeling really sad, and you're feeling alone, and you're feeling insecure. For someone else then to say, you know what, I'm also insecure. I'm also feeling lost and alone. I'm not sure whether that might actually help Michelle. But then, Mark, though, we did say that perhaps in the long run, with those episodes, perhaps then that's the empathy, isn't it?
Yes.
Like you're saying, so at your darkest and your lowest point, someone else says, you know what? I'm also, for very different reasons, I'm also at that lowest and darkest point.
I see you working really, really hard, Craig. I want you to stay with me for a minute, okay? I see you working really, really hard to figure out if this then that, if this then that, if I say this, that won't work, and if I say yeah, okay. So I only have a few minutes with you, so I'm just going to take a shortcut. Okay, I'm going to tell you, you can't dance in your head. You can't figure out. You're a scientist. When I do a research project, I go, oh, if this then that, if this then that, but this is a dance. You just feel it, okay? So let's try something, all right? I'm hearing you say, she says, well, he's off in his head, so I can't be very important to him. But actually, what I'm hearing is, this lady's so important to you, you go off in your head and try and figure out all the different things that could happen. And you say, oh, I can't do it, I can't do that, I can't do it. And you're off desperately trying to figure out, because she's so important to you, actually. But right here, right now, what you're saying to your lady is, in these moments when you are upset and angry with me, or even when you're really, really sad, I don't know what to do. I'm blindsided, I'm alarmed, I feel helpless, I don't know how to help, I don't know how to be with you. It's really, really difficult for me. I feel helpless, I don't know what to do. That's what I'm hearing you say. I get this feeling in my throat. I go off in my head and try and figure out all the things to do. And usually that probably looks to you like I'm silent. And you feel even more alone. But actually I'm desperately trying to figure this out here so that I have some ground under my feet. Yeah? But what you're saying to her is, in these moments I feel helpless, I don't know what to do, and I'm actually scared to tell you that. That's what you're telling her? Is that all right?
Yeah, yeah.
Good. Can you tell her that?
Angel, in those moments when we have disagreements or we're feeling sad, I do have tremendous difficulty in telling you how I feel. That I feel like that it cannot be fixed.
That I don't know how to fix it.
That I don't know how to fix it.
And I'm supposed to know how to fix it. Yeah, if I'm a good husband. Yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah. I hear you. So I want you to look in her face. What do you see in her face?
I see compassion and I see a listening soul.
Yeah. Nothing bad happened, yeah?
No.
Right. Because you didn't cross-complain. She didn't say, I'm upset, and you said, I'm upset too. You're right. You're a very clever guy. That doesn't work in relationships. But that's not what happened here. You shared your heart with her, right? And what I hear your lady asking for is for you to come close. That's just what you did right now. You did it very brilliantly. You rested and you shared your heart with her. Can you help him? What was it like for you for him to do that?
I think that was really wonderful, and I'm so happy that you could express that feeling, because then I don't feel like I'm alone in feeling sad or lonely. I feel less alone. And I really appreciate you sharing that part of you, that vulnerable side. I feel almost happy that you've shared it with me.
Can you hear it?
I can, yeah. Yeah.
You're a scientist. This was an experiment. You said, if I don't know what to do here, and I said, I think you do. You just come and be with your partner and trust that it's you she wants to feel close to. And you said, if I do this, all these things could happen. I said, well, try it out. And you did it, because you have all kinds of courage, right? And you turned and you said, this is how I feel. And your lady said, now I feel less alone. Because you've come to be with me in, I'm feeling vulnerable, and you've come and met me, right? I'm hearing you say to your lady, I desperately want to help you, I desperately want to be there for you, I desperately want to fix it, but I don't know how to do it. So I go off in my head, try to figure it out. This time you said, you just came and was with her emotionally. You said, I don't know how to do this, I feel helpless. Yeah, and she said, there you are. There you are. Now we're connected. And then she said, I don't feel so alone. Yeah? Aloneness is a depression pill. We're not meant to be alone. We don't do well with it. We're not built for it. None of us. It's a depression pill. Right. So right now, this is the closeness that you're wanting. You're wanting him to be able to come close and share with you. Yes. And it makes you happy.